Well, since not every bird can fly, these characters here need a plane to do it. Like Launchpad McQuack, remember him? And by the way, I've played the German version of Wing Island on the Nintendo Wii, so try not to mind the language all that much. So, you are the grandson of this Quacko, and since he has other stuff to do, he turns you into the boss of his plane empire for the time period. But no worries, you will have support from your crew that is only relevant while flying around, because you will never know who they actually are, you will never hear them talk or even walk around. Only these two characters are relevant, and yes, the blue one is you. Since you are the boss now, you will have a lot of work to do, either alone or with your team, being it to deliver whatever, photograph something or extinguish fire. All in these 3 islands. And yes, there are only 3 small islands in the game. And who the fuck knows how far these islands are from one another, because if you try to fly away, this barrier will automatically turn you 180. Essentially, you will never know how far you had to fly to go from one island to the next, and that kills the journey aspect this game otherwise could have had. And yes, that is quite of a shame. Since the game is very short, let me try to make this a short video as well. In the story, you grab your plane and start doing some missions to progress. Each island has around 6 missions, and every single one gives you something different to do. The final mission on each island is this balloon event, where you have a certain time to pop all the balloons around the island, and no, you cannot miss a single one. If you win, you unlock a new plane and go to the next island. Do the same with the next 2 islands and you beat the game. Or did you? Actually no. Once you've beaten the game, you will unlock new missions in each island that are a bit more challenging to beat. But for some reason the game never tells you this. And from all the new missions, this one with the bombs is probably the most annoying one, because you have to grab the bombs one by one in a specific order. In itself, that is not a hard thing to do, but what makes it difficult are the controls, but I will get to that. Each mission awards you with cash, but only if you manage to get at least 1 star. If you cannot, you can still progress in the game, but you will get, well, nothing. Honestly though, I have no idea how this system actually works. I think it's about how fast you can finish the mission and you can't take any damage to get max points? I'm still not sure. But really, if your goal is to just beat the game, then you can use the same plane without even upgrading it. I did that, and in some missions I even got 3 stars, so it is possible. You will mainly use the cash to repair your planes because you will crash quite a bit. Mostly because of the other planes flying around with you, they will take the most damage, but it's still not that expensive. Graphically the game is fine, but nothing special at all, even for the Wii. It's just fine. But since the game doesn't have much of a story, there is 0 character development, and it doesn't even have a final boss or anything, what these characters say will not matter one bit. Especially when you are forced to read the subtitles to even understand what they are saying. No, it does not matter what languages you can speak, because listen to this. Did you understand what they were saying? No? Well, me neither. Since the game supposedly is more for kids, well, I guess the developers wanted to make the characters sound cute or something, but they sound rather annoying. But then again, I am an adult, so yeah, whatever. I will not fault the game for being too short either, about 3 hours only, because it's mainly for kids, and if you want to get 3 stars on everything, it will take quite a while to get there anyway. Still, less than 8 hours I would say. I just hope that this game wasn't full price back in the day, because it's nowhere near worth that. But the thing that makes this game rather annoying are the damn controls. Yeah, I've complained about it in the Wii version of Drive San Francisco, and while I got a bit more used to them here, for some reason the Wii-Mote doesn't seem responsive enough in some areas. And I think it has more to do with the game itself and not necessarily the Wii-Mote. Here you are forced to use the Wii-Mote and essentially nothing else. Well, I guess you can use the nunchuck as well, but it's mainly used to look around, so yeah, the Wii-Mote itself is more than enough to play the game. You fly by moving the sensor of the Wii-Mote around. Move the Wii-Mote forward in a fast motion and you will fly faster and use up this bar, as if you were using boost or something. If you move it backwards, you essentially slow down fast. If you press the D-pad up, you will fly slightly faster, but continuously. Pressing it down, you will fly slower, also continuously. Essentially, in almost all missions you have to press B. For example, here you have to press B to drop the box in a specific area, or here you have to press B to use the camera. Pressing A is used, for example, to shoot a photo, but it's usually used for a change in flight formation. The first is a balanced Vic formation in terms of speed and turning. The second one increases speed, but it's worse when it comes to turning, and they fly in a train-like formation or line formation or whatever. And the final one is slower when it comes to speed, but turns the best while flying in a plus formation, whatever. Keep pressing A and move the Wii-Mote forward, backwards or to the side and you will change the formation. And this can get annoying mainly because the damn Wii-Mote, or the game or whatever it's causing this, doesn't always register the movement you are making properly. So sometimes you just want to change the formation, but instead your plane turns 180. And this is actually almost a fatal flaw in the game. It's that the game doesn't seem to register the right movements. Since you can only use the Wii-Mote, if you are not used to it, then this game will be kind of a nightmare. You will fly against walls and shit like that very often, which will damage your planes, but funny enough, if you fly to the ocean, you don't immediately lose. Instead, you float for a while until you lose all of your HP, which is kind of weird. You can play against a second player or against the CPU in two different events. Either this event where you have to pop the most balloons, or this one where you have to pop the enemy's balloons. There will be a third event if you do the extra missions that you can unlock after beating the story. That third event is you going through rings. Get the fuck out of here! But if you want, you can also chill out a bit and just fly around the islands and explore, even though there is not much to see. But if you pay attention and fly low, then these characters will duck. That was a really nice touch there. Look, I know that Wing Island is a small game, an easy game, a game for kids or old people, and for that it's kind of okay, even if it forces you to use the Wii-Mote. It's also weird that characters don't speak per se, but instead they go me 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 me. But okay, whatever. So Pilot Wings and Ultra Wings don't have any kind of competition here, mainly because Wing Island is average at the very best. Maybe if it had more islands, or make the current islands it has far bigger, that also allows for actual exploration. If it had an actual story that also involves all your crewmates and especially proper controls, then this game could have been worth more than it actually is.